Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our online training on urban agriculture. Okay, now we are here at our fourth meeting, and today we have Dr. Awang Marijaya here, and he will talk about the soil-based vegetable and fruit tree gardening. Okay, so now please, Awang.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. As you can see in the slide, my name is Awang Mahrijaya. I come from Center for Tropical Horticulture Studies, Bogor Agricultural University. And then today we are going to talk about soil-based vegetable and fruit tree gardening. I hope this is will be motivated you more to do your own project or on your initiative in urban agriculture program. Next, can I operate by myself? Thank you. So we can start from the trend of the changing diet between our, I think among our society, especially in Indonesia or even in the neighboring countries. Yeah. So now people already eager to eat more fruits and vegetable instead of only rice or staple crops, because nowadays they know about the importance of the nutrition and also the fiber content, etc., in this kind of diet. Therefore, by the increasing requirement from the people now, there is increasing demand of the production of this kind of healthy food, right? And not only food or fruit or vegetable, but because in the same commodity they cannot be differentiated with this vegetable or fruit like tomato, right? And then the classification can also be flexible depending on the use. Fruits such as young jackfruit, young pawpaw, kluwih can also be classified as a vegetable. I don't know in other country situation, but as far I know, it's only in Indonesia we can eat raw or young jackfruit as a vegetable. And then the fruits like watermelons and melon itself in the USA are cultivated as vegetable, so they are classified as a vegetable as well. So it's a really relative different depending on the country. And but the soil-based vegetable and fruit tree gardening, why we use soil as a growing media? Because so far the best growing media is still soil. Although there are also several material that can be used as a growing media, but okay, we start from the function of growing media itself. The growing media, it should have a capability to supply roots with nutrients, air, and also water. And then it can physically support the plants and then allow for maximum root growth. Of course, if we see this characteristic, yeah, we can compare media to our plants is that they can make support the growth of the plant, but when the media is bad, then they can make a plant to become stressed, yeah, which will be more prone to pests and disease, and they reduce the growth and will affect the lower returns of your plants for you, and then uniformity of the plant itself. So the growing media, yeah, can be soil or non-soil or mix of the both. And then the advantage of non-soil mixed media is that, of course, they are sterile because they do not contain any, basically they do not contain any pest and disease. And then some non-soil media they can be very light, and then have a good moisture retention and drainage, and free of weed seed. Yeah. But the advantage of soil-less mixed media, because they are very lightweight, they cannot physically support the plants, and then the minor elements are missing. Because some of the minor elements, they are really essential or important. This is what I call element. In the media, it should contain a major element such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And also there are minor elements. It's also very important, such as calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and etc. And in basic, plant require a large amount of major element and relatively small amount of minor element, but again, they are essential. I mean, they are still needed, although the concentration is very low, and they really can influence the growth of the plant. Therefore, we cannot neglect the presence of minor element, right? And then healthy soil. Yeah, soil is basically a live thing. Yeah, so because in the soil there are so many living things such as fungi, insect, and then bacteria, microbes, etc., which they can form a very good mix of and texture of soil. It can be very benefit to the plants. Yeah, and then but still there are negative of using soil, of course, because we have to know the history of the soil, because maybe in the past they use too much pesticide, yeah, and then the pH is not suitable for the plant, and also the fertility level of the soil can uh, uh, make a bad impact to your plants. And then there's also higher chance for disease, because if the soil is not treated well, then in the previous plant cultivation, maybe there's some disease spreading in your area. And then of course the seed of the weeds can cause a problem in your uh, growing media. And then soil in urban agriculture. Yeah, this is very important because not always in your urban area the soil is healthy, because in the urban area there are so many activities using soil, and then maybe some bad things spoil up in the soil and then can make a negative effect in the soil. So it's really a challenging to growing crops in degraded urban soil. And then, as we know, health soil is very fundamental to agriculture. So the health soil, good soil will produce good plants. And then if you have a toxic soil, for instance, it can also circulate to the plant, and then you can spread the toxic to the human. Yeah? And then, of course, we have some kind of technique to avoid this kind of thing. So in the end, the soil must be still productive. Okay, I hope you can follow me. And then the urban agriculture often take place on a small scale, and then we'll need to make use of dense planting technique, right? So for instance, intercropping, multiple cropping, like in this picture. So it really requires excellent soil fertility and soil management. If not, then in 1 or 2 seasons, the fertility can be lost, and then it's not good for growing again. And then urban soil have often been both damaged and neglected, like in this picture. So in the urban area, sometimes the soil really compact, compact. They cannot flow air or even water to the root system of the plant. Then therefore the plant becomes stressed. And then it's also often low nutrients found in the soil status in the urban damaged area. And poor drainage, of course, it can make your plant not healthy, and then contamination with toxic or another mineral which not good for the plant and for the human as well. Soil contaminant. This is the example of soil contaminant that can be found in urban area, such as heavy metal, organic compounds, pathogen, pesticide, paint particle, waste disposal, and etc. Therefore, if we are not paying attention to this, urban agriculture sometimes not really good for the human, because if it is not maintained properly, then it can spread the toxic pathway of human exposure to soil contaminant, which is not good. Okay, and then how do we deal with this kind of bad thing? So we can start with adding organic matter, and then it will support an increase in production for human agriculture by increasing available nutrients, and then building soil tilth and fertility, and will improve how quickly the water infiltrates into the soil. And then by storing carbon in the soil, it will also provide food for soil microbial community to be developed. And then we can also do site mitigation using excavation and soil replacement, but of course it will cost a lot to you. And soil washing, soil vapor extraction, microbial remediation using bacteria, or even phyto remediation using another kind of thing, such as like this. So we can avoid the contaminants such as cadmium, and then we cannot grow something like lettuce, spinach, carrot, mustard, because it will accumulate the cadmium into the plant and will not be good for the human. And then the other technique is by raised bed, such as a pot here. So by using this kind of thing in your neglected or damaged urban area, you can still use soil. You take a healthy soil from another place, or you treat your soil first. You sterilize and you add organic matter like it, and then you put on the top of your bed soil. So when you are in the area that's already distracted or damaged, you can still use soil as a growing medium, like this technique. We call it raised bed garden, and it's an excellent way to garden. Can be very good for growing a lot of foods, and they make it easier to garden for you. You can do it in the rooftop, or in the every place that you don't need to dig the soil very deep. And then allow us to turn space without good soil into a thriving food garden, like I said before. And time by time, it will produce compost and fertilizer, and then it can start penetrate into the soil below the raised bed. Therefore, they can provide the bacteria or even organic soil, and then it can help to fix the damaged soil before. So this is the example. So you can see the question. Somebody raised his hand. Okay. And then okay, this is the example. You can produce a crop like this. Or even you can use another technique like this, verticulture. I think it's already familiar with you, or even like this. It's not only vegetable, like what I said before. You can also grow fruit crop like this, longan. It's very easy to be cultivated. You only need 3 to 4 years to be able to produce fruit even faster if you use already seedling with uh, and generative base, yeah, and so guava and also another fruit trees. And now we start how to do it. Of course, the first one, it's necessary for you to choose. Of course, we have so many choice, yeah, for this kind of thing. But first, we have to really care about the agroclimate. Is it suitable in your area or not? Because sometimes plant need a specific temperature. Yeah, it depends on the altitude, etc. And then the seed availability in your area. You can buy in the seed store, or you can also order online for getting many kind of seed. But again, you should check the suitability with the requirement with your area. So, yeah, we can produce lettuce, yeah, even cauliflower, yeah. Cauliflowers recently can also be grown in low altitude area. Yeah, usually, or in the previous time, only can be grown in high altitude, but now can also be grown in the low altitude. Yeah, and spinach, and also another thing, vegetable crops such as pepper, tomato, eggplant, okra is also interesting to be grown. Yeah, and then also, why not you grow orange, yeah, guava, using this a container like this is also very convenient for you. And this is that I already mentioned before. Of course, for vegetable seed, you can buy in the agriculture shop like this, yeah, seed store, and you can order or you can buy seedling for fruit trees. And then the first stage, of course, you have to be able to grow the plant from the seed like this. Yeah, it's now become very cheap. You can buy it easily. You can put media into the tray or using a poly bag, and then you put the seed on it. Yeah. Usually we put it first in the water, and then the one that are floating, we can just throw away. Use the one that are in the water, and then after several periods, you will see your seed will be germinate. Yeah, and this is the example of a good fruit tree seedling. You can buy it. Yeah, usually they are from grafting and budding, or sometimes from layering. The layering, of course, will benefit to you because it will give a fruit faster. But be aware that the root system is not that good. Like if you compare to the seedling from grafting and budding. But for uh, planting in the pot, I think it's still okay to use fruit seedling like this from air layering result. And then for the medium, yeah, you can use soil and then rice husks and then organic fertilizer. Yeah, you can mix it well. The principle is that, like what I said before, it can support the plant, so it should be strong enough to support the plant, but it should be able to facilitate the air and the water to be flow in this media, so should not be very compact. Yeah, and then it's depend. You can give nutrients directly to the media by adding compost or organic fertilizer. But you can also do it later by giving uh, fertilizer, uh, using spray or using drains fertilizer system, or even granule to put it afterward. And then prepare the container. Yeah, this is like a raise a bed garden or using a pot, depending on the how big the plant you want to have. There are so many cute, cool pot nowadays. Yeah, or even planter bag. This is very familiar right now. Yeah, the price is not that expensive. You can order it in some online shop, and then they have a various size. Yeah, and then uh, you can buy it and then put the media into it. Then after you have the container and then you have the media, mix the media very well, and then put it in the container like this. And then the seed that you already germinate, yeah, that you have they are already germinated before, maybe 2 or 3 weeks old, or even younger, when they already have a full set of leaves, yeah, then you can put it in your container. Be careful to not destroy the structure of the root. Yeah? Yeah, something like this. You can place it the media into the container, and after that you put the seed, the little plant on it, yeah, and put fertilizer, etc. And then for the maintenance, of course, the routine thing is watering. You have to make sure that your plants to have enough water, because it's really a nibble thing. And then after that, you should think about how to give nutrients to your plant, yeah, using a fertilizer. As I mentioned before, you can put the granule fertilizer on your media, or you can dilute it, and then spray it into the leaf with a low concentration, of course, or you drench nearby the root system. And then that we also should be consider is the pest and disease infection. If you have small amounts of plant, of course, the most efficient way is by mechanical way, because you don't need practically you don't need to buy anything. But if you have already in your your garden already a high population, and then you really limited time to maintain, and then maybe you can use pesticide. But of course, it will be good if you use less pesticide. Yeah, it's really depend on the infestation of pest or disease in your area. Use your creativity, yeah, such as you can do it like in the picture. Yeah? If you are too lazy, and you can use your creativity by putting a bottle like this, then the water will drop slowly. Yeah, it will guarantee the plant to be have enough water for 1 week or even more. And then the harvesting, yeah. Of course, this is the goal that you want to have, yeah. The harvesting. We have to know about the optimum age of the plant that we want to harvest, of course, especially for fruit. Uh, there is a mature stage and ripe stage, yeah. So you should study about it. It's really depend on the plant. Sometimes for the climatic fruit, you can harvest before it's ripe, such as a banana. You can harvest it when it's still green, and then someday after it will be ripe by changing the color into yellow. But be aware that some crops cannot be treated like that. And then for the harvesting, of course, preferably you do it in the early morning, because the plant will not really stress, and then also the result of your harvest will not, uh, dying out. Yeah, it's still in the fresh condition, and then you will have a good quality of product. And then post-harvest handling, what we need first is to clean the product from other material, and then of course it will be good if you can put it in a good container, and if you cannot consume in one time or in one day, or you even want to sell it in another place, so we have to put it in a good way, such as store it in a cool condition. Thank you. This is just an introduction, and then after this we can discuss, and you can ask me some question. I will try to answer, but if somebody from the audience eager to answer, why not? Then we can really have a lively discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bawang. And now let's move on to the question and answer session. Okay. Okay, so if anyone have some question, you can type it directly or you can raise your hand so we can give you the chance to ask the question. Actually, SMK 5 Jember said that they will present today. So if there is students from SMK 5 Jember, okay, so does anyone have a question regarding soil-based fruit tree and vegetable gardening?
If not, then we ask.
Yeah. SMKN 1 Malang, I believe you have already a lot of experience with soil tree.
SMK Nurul Jadid.
Apa?
Nggak tahu.
Okay. No question, really?
Itu malah geleng-geleng ya.
Okay, perhaps let us SMKN 1 Malang.
Ardi kok kalau kaki sih yo. Betul. Iya Ardi aku kaget itu pertamanya ndelok di
Oh, kan latihan sewarna misalnya selalu musuhnya dan cuy, jirannya guyon. Nggak mau. Bukan dari baca wedok so wayu be.
Iya awal.
Mikrofon kita mute, enggak ya?
Kita halo SMK 51.
Nothing else?
Okay, do you have?
No question.
Can we ask you questions?
No.
No? Okay, do you have an experience on planting on soil-based gardening?
Nothing.
Boleh bahasa Indonesia aja? Sepertinya partisipannya bahasa Indonesia semua ini, dari Indonesia semua.
Alas. Belum ada pertanyaan.
Ada pengalaman nggak berkebun di sekolah gitu?
Pengalaman nggak di sekolah? Tidak. Tuh, sendiri.
Gimana? SMK 51?
Tes
Pernah nanam di sekolah? Mungkin nanam tamannya atau
sayur, ya?
sayur gitu?
iya pernah lah.
Sayuran apa yang ditanam? Gimana?
Bukan sayur sih, lebih ke tanaman
Cabe.
hias gitu kalau saya. Oh.
Tanaman hiasnya apa?
Hmm, pohon apa ya? Lupa
Itu
sih.
namanya.
Yang berbunga-bunga
Di sekolah apa di rumah?
di sekolah.
Di sekolah ya. Oke, mungkin nanti bisa cerita lagi ya.
Iya, iya.
Oke, mungkin dari SMK 1 gratis sekarang ya.
Enggak, ya.
Iya, SMK 1
Iya,
gratis.
Langsung ngomong aja.
SMK 1 gratis, oke.
Ya.
Gitu aja.
Silakan SMK 1 gratis. SMA 1 gratis, maaf.
Untuk serbuk gergaji.
Oke.
Pertanyaan dulu, Pak.
Ini pertanyaan dari SMA 1 gratis. Untuk serbuk gergaji, apakah bisa langsung menjadi kompos, Pak?
Apakah serbuk gergaji bisa langsung jadi kompos? Ada yang bisa jawab kira-kira? Nggak bisa kuis. Jadi serbuk gergaji atau apapun bahan organik itu belum bisa langsung kita sebut jadi kompos karena dia perlu dapat treatment dari yang namanya decomposer, gitu ya. Makanya ada namanya decomposer, itu adalah bakteri atau zat lah gitu ya untuk membuat mereka jadi kompos sehingga nanti bisa dimanfaatkan oleh tanaman secara langsung. Ya artinya proses pengomposan itu sebetulnya proses alamiah gitu kan. Cuma kalau langsung diberikan ke situ maka perlu waktu lama untuk bisa dimanfaatkan oleh tanaman zat-zatnya tadi karena belum mendapatkan dekomposer tadi gitu. Sementara kita menambahkan dekomposer itu untuk mempercepat reaksi gitu kan agar zat-zat yang terkandung dalam serbuk gergaji misalkan itu bisa lebih cepat dimanfaatkan oleh tanaman gitu. Jadi sebagai bahan kompos tentunya dia bagus gitu kan, tapi dia belum bisa langsung disebut sebagai kompos ya, sebagai membantu.
Kalau dibuat gantinya tadi apa? Rice husk tadi. Sekam bisa nggak, Pak?
Bisa, jadi semua bahan sebetulnya yang memiliki atau berasal dari organik itu tentu bisa menjadi bahan kompos. Tapi sekali lagi untuk dimanfaatkan oleh tanaman dia perlu diurai dulu gitu kan. Nah, untuk diurai itulah sampai jadi kompos itu kita perlu tambahkan dekomposer agar lebih cepat. Sebenarnya kalau ditimbun saja lama-lama dia juga akan jadi kompos, cuma kan tidak cepat bisa dimanfaatkan oleh tanaman.
Oke, makasih Pak Awang. Semoga bisa jawab. Baik mana pakai tanah atau serbuk gergaji sebagai media tanam?
Baik mana kita pakai tanah atau serbuk gergaji sebagai media tanam ya. Tentu masing-masing tadi seperti saya jelaskan ya, kalau bisa dimengerti gitu kan. Jadi tanah itu sebetulnya adalah media terbaik ya. Kenapa disebut media terbaik? Karena kandungannya itu sangat lengkap ya. Kemudian dia tanah itu tidak hanya material tanah saja, sebetulnya di situ kan ada bakteri, mikroba dan lain-lain yang juga bermanfaat bagi tanaman, gitu ya. Nah, tapi tentunya harus di maintain dengan bagus karena kalau tidak, tentunya tanah itu ada peluang timbunan pestisida di situ, ada peluang timbunan benih dari gulma, tahu ya gulma ya, rumput-rumputan yang mengganggu itu di situ gitu kan, dan juga ada peluang dia mengakumulasi logam berat, toksik dan lain-lain yang tentu tidak semuanya berguna bagi tanaman dan bahkan bisa merugikan gitu ya. Kalau serbuk gergaji itu tentunya keuntungannya adalah dia lebih steril, tidak ada banyak penyakit kalau dia baru gitu kan. Tapi kalau dia sudah basah dan kemudian berjamur dan sebagainya, dia juga akan memiliki potensi untuk menyebarkan penyakit. Jadi sebetulnya yang paling bagus media adalah tanah, tapi yang tanah yang sehat gitu kan, tanah yang sudah disterilisasi atau artinya dibersihkan dari kemungkinan dia terkena akumulasi penyakit ya, gulma dan lain-lain.
Oke.
Ada pertanyaan lagi, pemindahan tanaman saat setelah pembibitan untuk dipindahkan ke media tanam yang lebih luas, lebih baik usia berapa ya? Pertanyaannya, ini tentu, mungkin untuk sayuran ya, kalau untuk buah kan tadi sudah saya jelaskan sangat sedikit yang dia berasal dari biji ya. Jadi kalau tadi sebenarnya saya sampaikan bahwa bagusnya itu adalah di 14 sampai 21 hari setelah semai gitu kan, tapi dilihat juga kondisinya. Biasanya kondisinya adalah sudah memiliki 1 atau 2 daun lengkap gitu kan, sehingga perakarannya pun sudah bagus ya. Jadi yang perlu diperhatikan adalah jangan sampai pada saat memindah mengganggu tanaman berlebihan, apalagi merusak perakaran tanaman. Itu saja. Jadi prinsipnya sebetulnya bisa dia mulai 14 hari sampai 21 hari tergantung jenis tanamannya terutama dan kondisi dari semaiannya.
Terima kasih Pak. Mungkin ini ada pertanyaan dari SMK Cikalong Kulon.
Ya, silakan.
Silakan SMK 1 Cikalong Kulon.
Good evening, sir.
Halo, good evening. Oh, evening.
Good afternoon. Sorry.
Ya, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Please.
Can you tell us the character of a good soil to plant spinach? And can we use compost in it?
Okay. Can you repeat the question, please?
Can you tell us the character of a good soil to plant spinach?
Yeah.
To plant spinach.
Yeah. What is the characters of good soil, right?
Yes. And can we use compost in it?
Can we use
Can
what?
we use for what?
Compost.
Compost.
Compost. Can we use compost on it? Okay, so the characteristic of good soil, yeah, they are maybe we can divide it by physical and biological character. The physical character of good soil is that it's not really compact, terlalu padat. It's not good, so it should be in Indonesia we call it gembur, yeah. It have a good aeration and drainage system, so it can manage to use the water effectively. Because if it's really compact, then the water cannot grow into the soil, and then this will not be good for the media, right? For the plant, from the physical point of view, and then of course it should have a good texture, yeah. It's not too clean, yeah, and then not to have a very loose textures, but it's in a good form. And then from the biological point of view, of course, the good soil, it should have or containing a good things such as bacteria that can promote the growth of the plant, okay, and then it has another microorganism that can benefit to the plant and have enough nutrients source for the plant. Should answer your question?
Thank you very much, sir.
So maybe I will tell also in Indonesia. So jadi ciri-ciri tanah yang baik untuk media tentunya dia ada dua hal. Pertama dilihat dari ciri fisiknya, ya. Ciri fisiknya adalah tanah itu tentunya tidak terlalu padat, gitu kan, dia harus gembur. namun tidak boleh juga terlalu loose sehingga tidak bisa menyangga tanaman secara baik gitu ya. Kalau dia terlalu padat maka air tidak akan bisa masuk dan udara juga tidak akan bisa masuk ke perakaran sehingga tumbuhan tidak akan bagus. Kalau dia terlalu remah, terlalu loose, maka air tidak akan bisa terpegang, akibatnya tanaman menjadi lebih mudah kering gitu ya. Itu dari sisi fisiknya. Kemudian dari sisi biologinya tentunya tanah tersebut harus memiliki, akan lebih baik kalau dia memiliki kandungan mikrobia yang bermanfaat bagi tanaman gitu kan, memiliki zat penambat hara dan lain-lain. Sementara dari sisi kimia ya, saya terlewat, dia harus memiliki nutrisi yang baik untuk tanaman gitu. Tidak mengandung zat-zat berbahaya seperti polutan atau toksik. Begitu kira-kira.
Gimana SMK 1 Cikalang sudah cukup kah?
Sudah. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you for your questions. And now we move on to the next question from SMA N1 Magetan. Okay, let me see.
Panji Siti.
Oh ya. Halo, good afternoon SMA 1 Magetan.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay. So, what is your
What is
question?
your question?
Gampang.
Coba tadi ada pertanyaan.
Gimana kalau ada pertanyaan? SMA 1 Magetan?
Bentar.
Oke.
Itu can the planter bag?
Okay. Yeah, can the planter bag be applied in urban areas?
Can the planter bag be applied in urban area? Yeah, for sure. Why not? So the planter bag now is become very famous because it's light. Yeah, the price is good, and then you can easily move it from one place to another place. And then even you can change from small one into the bigger one. Yeah, you can find it easily in the internet, the price and how to order them. And it's really very convenient to be applied in urban areas because you put good soil on it, so we can also avoid to use the damaged soil in urban situation, right? So yes, the planter bag can be applied in urban area.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for your questions. And now we have some more questions from SMK N1 Panji. Can we use silase for the soil? Silase.
In what form? There are many kind of silase, of course. The principle is that for sure we can use, but of course the plant will need time to be used. Yeah, therefore it's kind of raw material for organic fertilizer or something that can be used by plant. So if you can be more specific, what kind of silase for the soil that you want to ask, maybe it will be good. The teacher.
Okay. Oh iya, dari situ Bondo ya. Is everyone alright over there?
Yeah, we good.
Okay.
You ready?
Ada gempa ya tadi pagi kalau nggak salah.
Iya.
So we hope you all safe.
Gimana mungkin mau dijelaskan lagi tentang yang dimaksud silase itu tadi gimana?
Silasenya jadi ya silase jadi yang untuk bahan jadi silase yang dipakai untuk pakangan ternak itu apakah bisa digunakan untuk di tanaman untuk mengganti kompos?
Ya, kita sekali lagi silase itu adalah salah satu bahan mentah untuk bisa jadi kompos. Jadi kalau dia belum diurai sama halnya dengan bahan-bahan lain tadi, gitu kan, itu belum bisa disebut kompos. Tapi kalau dipakai untuk media, selama dia apa namanya, tidak mengandung atau terbawa bakteri atau penyakit yang merugikan, ya bisa saja dipakai, itu nggak ada masalah. Tapi kalau sampai disebut kompos, sekali lagi belum. Jadi kompos itu adalah bahan organik yang sudah terurai dan hampir siap untuk dimanfaatkan oleh tanaman. Gitu. Kalau dia belum terurai, ya dia belum bisa disebut kompos. Bahan dasar.
Gimana? Sudah cukup menjawab pertanyaan?
Ya cukup. Terima kasih. Jadi
Sudah juga udah kenal selasa segala macam.
Waktu Pak Arif kemarin sempat dibahas.
Oh, iya. Tadi yang dari mana mau sharing?
Dari Jember kayaknya belum.
Jember kan? Iya.
Sekali mas.
Ada yang mau sharing gitu?
Mungkin ada yang mau sharing cerita-cerita mungkin pengalamannya
Sambil nunggu SMA.
berkebun gitu di sekolahnya. Mungkin ada yang mau curhat nih, mungkin nanam jeruk tapi nggak berbuah-berbuah. Nah, silakan ditanyakan mumpung ada pakarnya nih di sini.
Ini semua Indonesia ya?
Indonesia. Sebenarnya ada yang dari luar, cuman nggak.
Ya, ini semua Indonesia dan saya pikir bagus ya. Artinya kita kan sudah berkeliling-keliling ya. Kita lihat di Filipina, di Thailand dan lain sebagainya. Sebetulnya kalau saya lihat Indonesia jauh lebih bagus untuk school garden dan urban agriculture yang dilaksanakan oleh siswa gitu kan. Sehingga kita berharap dari peserta yang ada sekarang gitu kan nanti bisa menampilkan yang jauh lebih bagus dibanding yang kemarin bulan apa itu ya, yang international conference itu kan yang kita di Filipina itu kan. Itu saya rasa Indonesia jauh lebih bagus.
Oke, mungkin sepertinya SMK 5 Jember juga belum online. Oke, mungkin kita cukupkan saja Pak Awang. Mungkin ada kata-kata penutup.
Ya, saya sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih ya. Jadi mudah-mudahan para peserta adik-adik ini bisa terinspirasi dan kemudian berani untuk membuat soil-based vegetable and fruit tree gardening di sekolah-sekolah masing-masing. Jadi tidak hanya nanam bayam kangkung terus gitu kan. You can try with the various kind of plant ya, including vegetable fruit or or even the ornamental plant. Why not? It will be benefit to yourself and also your society. Mungkin itu aja Pak.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Pak Awang, and also for the explanation on this soil-based vegetable and fruit gardening. Okay, so everyone, I think that's it for today's session. Thank you for your participation, and hopefully we can see you again at the next meeting, at next Tuesday, for session on aquaculture, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so once again, thank you everyone, and see you again.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.